back to my channel. My name is Carly Stevens. I'm the author of the young adult fantasy Firian Rising, and this is English Nerd. So welcome back. I have just a very quick update for you. If you've watched my Ace the AP Literature exam videos, this is just an update for some changes that are coming to the 2019-2020 school year. So this will be relevant starting for the 2020 exam. First of all, I want to say that the things that I said in the previous videos still stand as really excellent advice in order to ace the test. There just are a couple of differences in what the questions focus on, and particularly how the essays are scored. So again, same basic principles still apply, but the number of points per essay is the most significant difference coming into the 2020 exam. So these are a couple of small things that I have heard are changing for the 2019-2020 AP Lit exam, and that is more of an emphasis on contemporary literature as opposed to pre-20th century. And that's kind of bumming me out because I teach mostly pre-20th century, and I feel like there is some really great stuff to unpack there, like the majority of literature, but be that as it may, it's going to skew more contemporary. I've also heard that there will be a growing emphasis on the role of the narrator or the speaker in poetry and prose essays, so there will be more questions of that type. And then the most important, in my opinion at least, the most important change coming to this year's AP exam, something that has not changed since, as far as I know, the beginning of the AP Lit exam, is how the essays are scored. So originally, AP essays were scored on a 1 to 9 scale. Holistically, a 5 meant that you were using too much summary, a 6 or a 7 meant that you had a reasonable and competent, though maybe not very sophisticated essay, and then an 8 or a 9 was persuasive and, oh no, now I'm having one of those days when you just forget everything. Persuasive and sophisticated, essentially. Something that is well argued and goes much beyond just surface level things. So that's how it used to be. Now it is on a 1 to 6 scale, and I'm wondering how that's going to affect scores overall. According to College Board, I understand they made the change partially in order for it to be easier to pass the essays, but I'm not sure how that can be possible if it's on a 1 to 6 scale now. If you lose one of those points, of course, it has a larger impact than if you lost 1 of 9. So they've broken down what those 6 points are for. The basic criteria, as I've said a few times now, is the same, but I wanted to make you aware of more specifically how they're going to be grading these 1 to 6 scale essays. So 1 point is for a thesis statement. I have a whole video on thesis statements that I'll link below. So it's that statement that sums up your entire point. In an AP essay, it doesn't need to go at the front of the essay, which is traditional. You can put it at the end, but somewhere there needs to be a very comprehensive thesis statement worth 1 point. 4 points are for, and I quote, I have a little packet here from the AP training from this previous year. Evidence and commentary. Evidence and commentary. So in order to get full points there, you need to make textual references, either direct quotes, quotations, or very specific references to the text that are relevant to the thesis, and provide well-developed commentary that consistently proves the connection between your idea and that evidence. So that's the lion's share of the points, and then there is 1 point reserved for sophistication. So the depth of your argument, they include examples like using analogies in order to aid the reader's understanding of the complex ideas you're putting forth, that sort of thing. So sophistication is a little bit, well, compared to the others, which are very clear, a little bit unclear. It's kind of that X factor of, did you go deeply into this? Is your prose style engaging? It's all of those, it's a catch-all of those other things. So that is my update for the 2019-2020 school year. AP Lit exam. Best of luck if you are taking that exam in 2020. Awesome. If you're teaching AP, I hope this was a helpful insight that you can pass along to your students. All right, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you next Monday. Goodbye.